Okay, imagine this. You step back in time, maybe 150 years or so, right into the heart of India, and you witness this incredible theatrical spectacle. Something that's still grabbing audiences today. We're diving into Ram Leela. It's apparently having this huge comeback in 2025.
It really is something. And, it's so much more than just like a standard play. Ram Leela is, well, it's the Ramayana epic, but alive, happening right there for generations, usually around the Dussehra festival, October, November time. Communities have gathered for this to see Lord Rama's story, his fight with Ravana. It's fundamental, a cultural bedrock.
Yeah, that's what's so fascinating. It's been around forever, but now there's this talk of a comeback in 2025. Why now? What's driving this renewed buzz for something so deeply historical?
Well, things change, don't they? The pandemic, for one, put a stop to so many public gatherings, Ram Leela included. Big pause. And let's be honest, there's just so much competing for our attention now. Streaming, movies, everything. But Ram Leela, it has this unique mix. There's the devotion, obviously, but also pure spectacle. And crucially, that sense of community, being there together. That's powerful. I think that's what's pulling people back, that specific combination.
Okay, let's dig into those roots, the 19th century origins.
Yeah.
Where did it actually start to take shape? What did those first performances even look like? Must have been quite different.
Oh, definitely. So the organized performances, they really get going in the 1800s. Think places steeped in the Ramayana story, like Varanasi, Ayodhya, really important centers. And remember, this was a time before, mass literacy. So these plays were vital. It was how you passed on the epic's ideas about duty, about righteousness to everyone. Local groups just started putting them on, often really simply, maybe just in open spaces, relying on music's storytelling, very direct, very engaging, bringing the epic right to the people.
So it wasn't decreed from on high. It genuinely grew from the ground up. Local passion.
Exactly that. And through the later 1800s, it just spread across northern India. From Uttar Pradesh, its heartland, out to places like Delhi, which was growing fast. Now, the style might have changed a bit as it moved, adapted locally, but the core idea, always the same. Show the Ramayana vividly. It got totally woven into community life. A time to connect, reaffirm values, and, actively take part. Cheering for Rama, booing Ravana, real audience participation.
You paint such a clear picture. Okay, fast forward to 2025. Yeah. Someone's going for the first time. What hits them? What are the key things they'll see, feel?
Right. Well, first off, prepare for immersion. It's a living story unfolding. Usually it runs over 10 nights. Each night covers a different part of the Ramayana. You'll see these huge outdoor stages, often temporary, built just for this, and the actors. And these incredible costumes, super vibrant, like straight out of old paintings. The visuals are just stunning. All the golds for Rama, dramatic reds, blacks for Ravana, sequins, details. It's a feast.
It sounds almost like a moving tableau, telling the story bit by bit.
Precisely. And it's not just visual. The soundscape is crucial, too. Live music is almost always there. Traditional instruments like the harmonium maybe for that sustained sound, and the tabla, for those complex rhythms. Plus singers, belting out verses from the Ramayana, really powerful, full of emotion. The dialogue's interesting too, often a mix of, say, classical Hindi and local dialects. You might even get some unexpected jokes thrown in, stuff that connects with today's crowds.
And it's not just actors doing their thing on stage. I heard the whole community gets involved.
Oh, 100%. That's the real heart of it. Whole neighborhoods pitch in. People help out in loads of ways. Cooking food, serving it, building the sets, managing the crowds. It's a massive effort. Kids often get involved too, maybe small parts or just soaking it all up in the audience. It creates this real sense of collective ownership, shared celebration, and the big finish, burning that giant Ravana effigy. That's this amazing shared release, a collective win over evil.
That shared experience, that connection. You said earlier that's maybe missing from some modern entertainment. But how is Ram Leela actually handling the 21st century? Is it staying purely traditional, or are new things creeping in?
It's a really interesting mix, actually. Tradition meets modern life. The core story, the devotion, that's unchanged. But yeah, it's adapting. In 2025, you're seeing tech used in smart ways. Live streaming, for example. Platforms like YouTube mean the diaspora. Indians living abroad can tune in, connect back. Social media, too. People share clips, behind-the-scenes stuff, reaches more people.
So we might actually see a Rama TikTok go viral.
Maybe. You could. And tech's even on the stage itself now. LED screens for dynamic backgrounds, adding visual layers, that's becoming more common. Better sound systems mean everyone hears clearly, even in big grounds. And some of the really big productions, you might even spot drones, capturing those big moments like the Ravana burning from the air. Amazing shots. It's definitely evolving.
It sounds like a tricky balancing act, though. Honoring the past, but using today's tools. What about the practical side? What are the big challenges organizers face to keep this 150-year-old thing not just going, but thriving?
Yeah, there are definitely hurdles. Funding is always a big one, always. Putting on these shows, the costumes, the huge effigies, it costs serious money. Many groups rely heavily on donations, local sponsors, sometimes government grants, but that can be unpredictable.
Yeah.
Although we are seeing some clever things like crowdfunding campaigns starting to pop up, people chipping in directly.
Makes sense. Yeah. What about performers? Is it harder now to find people willing to commit to this specific art form?
That's another really key issue. I mean, young people today have so many options, right? Career paths, interests. Finding people willing to put in the time, learning long dialogues, embodying these epic characters, it can be tough. Some troops are tackling this head on, running workshops, training programs for younger folks, trying to spark that interest early. Sometimes you also see them bring in maybe well-known local personalities to help draw bigger crowds, perhaps.
And you mentioned safety earlier. That must be critical, especially with big crowds and potentially risky stunts.
Absolutely critical and tragically highlighted, really. That terrible accident in Jagat Singhpur back in April 2025. Someone died when a coconut tree fell during a rope stunt. Just awful. It really drove home how vital strict safety checks are. Organizers are definitely under more pressure now, and rightly so, to check everything. Staging, equipment, the whole performance area. Got to prevent anything like that happening again. It's a huge responsibility, staging these things.
A really sobering point. Okay, shifting gears a bit. Something that jumped out at us was the sheer variety. Ram Leela isn't just one thing across India, is it? It changes from place to place.
Not at all. And that's one of its richest aspects, I think. Every region adds its own cultural spice. In Delhi, you get the mega shows at Ram Leela Maidan. Huge crowds, dignitaries, real spectacle. Go to Varanasi. And it often feels more deeply spiritual. Religious leaders might be more involved. Then head south, maybe Tamil Nadu. You'll find different music, local dance styles, different languages woven in. Still the Ramayana, but with a southern flavor. Even Bengal has its own take, sometimes influenced by Durga Puja traditions. And then in countless smaller towns, villages, you get these incredibly sincere community efforts. Maybe simpler, but just as powerful.
It's amazing how that one story, the Ramayana, just permeates everything and adapts like that. So beyond the performance, the storytelling, what's the bigger picture? The cultural role of Ram Leela in India now.
Well, fundamentally, it acts like a cultural mirror, doesn't it? Reflecting, reinforcing core values. The themes in the Ramayana duty, sacrifice, justice, good winning over evil, they still hit home across generations. Rama's journey, Sita's strength, even Ravana's flaws. They're powerful metaphors for, well, life, the human condition. And it definitely builds community, brings people together from all backgrounds, breaks down barriers sometimes in that shared experience. Plus, in many places, it's a real economic boost. Jobs for artisans, vendors, performers, it's got layers of impact.
Clearly way more than just entertainment. It's social, cultural, economic. Okay, looking forward then. As Ram Leela keeps navigating our fast-changing world, what's next? Can it keep this magic going for another 150 years?
I honestly think it can, but like we've been saying, adaptation is key. Thoughtful adaptation. We're already seeing it happen. Shorter formats maybe, for shorter attention spans. Some groups are weaving in current social issues, making the old stories feel even more relevant now. Plus, dedicated efforts to teach younger people, pass on the skills, the stories, that's vital. And its popularity with the diaspora worldwide, that shows its lasting appeal and maybe potential for even wider reach. Look, the fact it's survived and thrived for 150 years already, that says a lot about its deep cultural power. Power that will likely keep drawing people in.
It really is powerful, this ancient narrative, still so alive, still changing.
Yeah, that's what's so fascinating, isn't it? Seeing how something so old stays fresh, how it uses modern tools to connect. It makes you wonder, actually, thinking about this blend, old story, new tech. What other traditions out there in our crazy modern world have that same kind of potential, to keep heritage safe but also excite new generations in surprising ways? Makes you think.